Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hello if you're new here, my name is Casey. I create a lot of skincare content about my adult acne, hyperpigmentation and dryness. I take sun care very, very seriously and like to put a lot on. So if that sounds like your thing, please subscribe down below. Today we are talking about acne.org, also known as the regime. So let me start by saying that this is not a before and after video. I'm not going to show you, I will show you my acne, but I'm not going to show you the results because I didn't track it in that sense. This is more so if you're thinking of trying out some of the acne.org products, you want to see them firsthand, you want to see what the cream looks like, the consistency, what ingredients are in there, and my personal opinions of them as just an everyday consumer. I'm not affiliated with acne.org, then you've come to the right place and this is the video for you. So firstly, I want to start with the absolute fundamentals of acne.org. The ingredients in acne.org that essentially is clearing people's skin is benzoyl peroxide and glycolic acid. The benzoyl peroxide used in acne.org is 2.5% and it's a gel formulation. The glycolic acid used is at 10% and it's a cream formulation. I created a video reflecting on a time when my skin had mild acne and how I cleared that up. And essentially, I will link it down below, it's here, but that was benzoyl peroxide and glycolic acid. Obviously, it was not the acne.org range. It was products that I managed to get from the pharmacy. So it makes sense to start with the star of the show, which is benzoyl peroxide. I just wanted to quickly say, if you are subscribed, please turn on your notification bells because I need you guys to actually see the content I'm creating. Otherwise, it's a bit sad for me. With the regime, you need to be using up to a finger to 2 fingers worth of this benzoyl peroxide. Let me quickly check what it is. But it's a lot of product. And that is why acne.org, their products come in humongous bottles with, I believe, pumps to get that product out. This is the smallest version of the regime that I got on their website, and that's because I wanted to trial it out. I wanted to see if it's for me. I wanted to see how my skin reacts to it and what I think. So that's what this video is, of course. So on the bottle, it says just the right strength. Works as well as 10% benzoyl peroxide without excessive dryness and irritation. I think a lot of skin research, dermatology research has shown that, so there's no need to sort of go higher because you're more likely to get irritation. You may get some results quicker, but you are literally causing more irritation than needed. What do I think of this benzoyl peroxide? Well, I think it's quite strong. It's different to acne side, for example. This can sting a bit more. This, I found my eyes would sort of water, even though I would try not, obviously I'm not applying it around my eyes. The highest I would go is about here, but it was still, the chemicals, I guess, of it made my eyes water. Did I find my acne clearing up? Yes. Benzoyl peroxide never fails me. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't absolutely love it and felt that I had to keep using it. In fact, this is still like halfway full. I felt that I was putting so much of the product on that it almost didn't feel right to be putting on a whole finger length. Obviously you build up to that, but I just, it didn't sit with me that well, to be honest. I do prefer my acne side 5% gel where you only need a pea size and it doesn't feel like your whole face is just benzoyl peroxide. I definitely had a lot more redness with this. Now it depends, because if you are not used to using benzoyl peroxide at all and you're starting to use it, then yes, the side effects, very common side effects, is redness, a bit of dryness, perhaps a bit of stinging. Nothing to be concerned about unless it is at mass amounts and your face is sort of burning off, then yeah, that's to be concerned about. But this is completely my personal opinion. I felt like the redness, the stinging, that everything was lasting longer, and I felt like that was also to do with the amount that I was using. It felt like it was almost having a slight adverse effect, that it was a bit too much. My skin was overwhelmed. Whereas my other benzoyl peroxide, I stick with a certain amount and it works and it doesn't feel like it's overwhelming my skin, so maybe that's something to consider. Honestly, if I'm to use this up, I will just be using the small fingertip amount. I don't feel like I need a lot of benzoyl peroxide. I would highly recommend that you visit the acne.org website because on there they really go into the research with links and references to why benzoyl peroxide works, what it does. You know, essentially it gets into the pore, it kills acne causing bacteria, and it can be used as maintenance once your acne has cleared up. You will need to maintain your results because not only does it cure the acne that's on the skin, but it's also preventing more acne from coming, so you need to use it as a maintenance, and when that stage does come you can really lower the dose. So I wanted to take some time to talk about the acne.org moisturiser. Acne.org has a forum. On there you will see people's opinions, you can ask questions, and this I saw was a hit or a miss. Some people absolutely loved it, some people absolutely hated it, didn't want to use it. The great thing about acne.org is you can take what you want from it. If you really like the benzoyl peroxide, use that, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you need the moisturiser and the cleanser and the glycolic acid. That's completely up to you. And obviously you can do that with switching out any products. I personally really liked the moisturiser. I got through it the quickest, and yes, again, with this whole regime, you're putting on a lot of product. However, I would say a lot of moisturiser is not harmful, especially because this is a non-comedogenic moisturiser. It's not going to clog your pores, it's not going to be heavy, it's not going to feel icky, and the way it absorbs into the skin, the way I ended up doing it was putting a lot on and then kind of leaving it almost like as a mask, and it just over time will sort of seep into the skin a bit more. And I like that, I like it. On the bottle it states, powerfully soothes acne-prone skin, hydrates completely, non-comedogenic, fragrance-free and dye-free. This moisturiser, it has a slight tint to it, it's got this sort of yellowiness, and that is because it contains 1% liquorice, but it is an ultra calming licorice root extract. And that's what gives it the yellow characteristic. Licorice root extract is helpful with post-inflammatory marks. That's because it is an anti-inflammatory and it has antimicrobial properties, which is also fantastic for helping your skin to clear as well as fading post-inflammatory marks, bringing down the redness. This is something I would repurchase from acne.org. I can't particularly describe the scent, but obviously it's fragrance-free, so this is all its natural smell. It's nothing amazing, obviously, but it's nothing terrible, like, well, I don't want this on my face. For me, anyway, I was absolutely fine with this. I like it. Okay, their AHA 10% glycolic acid. Like I said, I enjoy glycolic acid. I do, because again, I've seen results with it. This cream I have not used as much as I wanted to. The reason being is because when I was using this regime, you need to get used to the benzoyl peroxide. And the glycolic acid comes in around 4 weeks of using the benzoyl peroxide, and then you start to implement this a couple of times a week. Again, this is fragrance-free and dye-free, 10% glycolic acid. Let's put a bit here on my hand for you guys. So it still has that slight yellow tinge, and that is the same 0.1 ingredient that gives it that colour. The scent of this, I am not good at explaining scents. This just kind of smells like an acid, like. But the bottom line is, it's not an overpowering smell and it's not unpleasant, so that's fantastic. On the acne.org website, it explains how the 10% glycolic acid is the legal limit for over-the-counter glycolic acids. It also mentions that it may stay a little bit, and that's kind of it working. It is an acid essentially. And yeah, I did find that, but you can also mix this with a moisturiser to sort of soften the blow and make it a bit more gentle. In the regime, you can switch out your moisturiser for this every other night, using the glycolic acid every other night, or like I said, you can mix the two together. Also remember, this doesn't just have to be for acne on the face, this can also be body acne such as chest or back, and you can use that same technique. Do I think it's worth it? Yes, I do. Now, nip and fad pads that are glycolic acid toner by The Ordinary are ones that I've used and enjoyed, and I think this is kind of going in that pile. I have not used it enough, in all honesty, to be like, yes, this is groundbreaking stuff, but I know that it's really well formulated. It does the job, and I would just have to use it a bit more. However, I am currently using tretinoin, and this is not something that's easy to kind of mix into a routine. And like I said, at the time when I was trialing this, it was very much more focused on the benzoyl peroxide and then slowly easing into this a bit more. Another reason it's kind of hard to work into the routine is because it's one that you need to be using in the evening, because AHAs save them for the evening. The sun sensitivity, not worth it to be applying during the day. Please let me know if you have any specific questions on the products, and I will answer them down below in the comments, absolutely no problem. So, cleanser. I feel like if there's one thing you don't particularly need in this routine, it's probably the cleanser. And that's not because I dislike it. I really like the cleanser. It does exactly what it says. It's gentle, it lathers nicely, it's, what's it got on here? Fragrance-free, dye-free, cleanses completely, does not over dry, thick foaming lather, ultra gentle. I completely agree with all those statements. It is exactly that. And if you are to get a big bottle, then I think that's more value for money, and it's a really decent cleanser. But there are so many cleansers on the market that you could definitely get something just like this, and you won't have to, in my case, get it imported from the USA and pay all about additional money. So for that reason, I won't probably be repurchasing it. Obviously, the cleanser alone is not what clears your skin. It's the benzoyl peroxide and glycolic acid, the two stars of the show, paired together, that really are going to make a difference to your skin. And when you're seeing those reviews, yes, the regime as a whole, you know, it's all set out to help you. Because, for example, if you were using a cleanser that is very drying, very stripping, has other actives in there, you may end up irritating your skin, disrupting the skin barrier, and therefore it may lead to more flares up of acne. And then, of course, the routine is therefore not going to work for you. But if you wanted to get the routine and then just kind of, you know, switch out the cleanser for another gentle, lovely cleanser, such as CeraVe Hydrating Cleanser, some by La Roche-Posay are very hydrating and nourishing and don't strip the skin. Even possibly Cetaphil. I know it's not everybody's favourite, but I feel like it's gentle and it also does the job. Value for money too. This I liked, but I wasn't like wowed with. Personally, I don't think I'm ever going to be wowed by a cleanser because there's so many cleansers that are very, very similar, and it's about finding one that works for your budget, works for your skin, and how you feel with it, whether you like the consistency, whether you don't like the scent, whether, you know, it's one of those things where you really can pick and choose and experiment, and it's not necessarily going to wreak havoc on your skin. So there we have it. That is my acne.org product review. Let me know if you have any questions. I will answer them below. I will link the products down below if you are interested in purchasing them. If you are in a country where acne.org does not ship to, possibly, and you do want to try out these products, I would really recommend taking the fundamentals of these products and looking for them. Go and get yourself a 2.5 benzoyl peroxide gel. You can get this from your pharmacist. A glycolic acid. Choose a glycolic acid carefully. One that's high percentage, but isn't too acidic, does all the kind of things that are in this, because yes, there are more on the market. Get yourself a non-comedogenic moisturiser. If you can get one with licorice root extracts, then you're obviously going to be helping the whole system come together. And of course, cleansers, as we discussed, get one that's gentle, nourishing, hydrating, and you can kind of make it work for yourself. But I can totally understand why this regime works and why people want to stick to this, to clear their acne and to maintain their clear skin. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to give it a like if you found it helpful. Subscribe down below with the notification bell on, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!